niggas wildin' out, beefing on a grand. I just hope this money don't make me lose who I am. It's funny cause this money made me lose all my friends. They saying something about me, Millie, you been different than them. It's little fish, I take the bitch for a swim. The jury loud, but the rich and really plain. I let it whisper to them. That 33 on me like Pippin again. I been a ball. Niggas know I won't fold, I been a war. Rap beats, street beats, Willie done did them all. I get money, fuck bitches, and I ball. My haters linking over my haters. It's 10 of y'all. Y'all still couldn't body me. Flow smoother than Wallaby. I do it so honorably. And y'all wonder why they proud of me. This shit is rare. Man, I had cops trying to lie on me. I could have case at 18. They still was putting time on me. But look here.
Who that nigga you been waiting for? I mean, the shit was all bad just a week ago. Rappers was bullshitting fucking. I ain't hating no. Cause now a nigga hot enough to fuck with one of Satan hoes. And she can't tell the difference. I've been through hell conditions. Wishing for air conditioning. Feeling God was never listening. Now I'm on television, and then I failed a mission. Your bitch is out of missionary, boy, you failed the mission. Speaking of positions, just witness how I elevated. Real niggas celebrated, finger fuck whoever hated. My life accelerated, but had to wait my turn, then I redecorated. That mean my tape will turn. Live life, might as well, only way to learn is try and fail. Clientele, the only way to earn. So if you're selling crack, or if you're selling rap, make sure it's mean so the fiends keep on selling back.
Shit get deeper and deeper, that shit y'all talking getting cheaper and cheaper. I'm tired of hearing about y'all paddocks and them foreign y'all leasing. Cause I got men just ran the corner from each other and I don't even see them. I gotta check them on camera just to make sure they good. And niggas had the nerve to tell me I don't be in the hood, I don't get it. Even if I did, I wouldn't be with it. I'm used to being on islands with like 23 bitches. I'm used to riding around in bulletproofs with like 2 or 3 switches. Y'all niggas outside 50 deep, I'm with like 2 or 3 niggas in the mix. Deep down in it where y'all niggas ain't allowed that. You ever wear Richard Millie where the wolves growl at? My dog got his sins, gave him life, he ain't allowed back. I already made it rich, I pray to God he give his time back. I'm living out my dreams, yeah. These niggas haters. 21 Maybach, fly by, see you later.
The lil engine that could, this lil nigga is good. Rappers claiming they sick, I heal niggas for good. A couple y'all ain't took a field trip to the hood. Hey, me, I'm Fresh Prince, I'm Will Smith to the hood, baby. Ain't saying names, but we not the same. All that money and the fame don't change the fact that you lame. Might wanna grab you a chain, wanna tip up your hat. Might wanna purchase some game, homie, your shit is so wet. I got my finger on the trigger, tell that nigga, hold that.
Warnock, what the fuck is wrong with you? Have you lost your fucking mind, son? You know, people lie, but numbers always tell the story. So Yolanda shut your eyes in 2007. Daddy King and the inescapable Christ, he says, when I came to Ebenezer, well, let's listen to him. Cause your shit don't add up. The thing Ebenezer did for me when I was a very young man. All for 5 years, they called me that boy preacher.
5 years, they called me that boy preacher.
But I finally became pastor. And they dropped Ebenezer.
And they dropped Ebenezer and went to calling
my church.
My church.
But I couldn't quite do it the way Joe did.
Do it the way my late father-in-law.
He talking about, I had to be me. Now I'm old enough to say what need to be said. Now pay attention. He would say, "Are you listening?"
And see,
I didn't
not
have to
looking for anything. I pastored almost 60 years.
Been at this since I was 15.
I've been
preaching for 40 now.
62 years and a little more. And I'm glad to be where I am. I didn't have to leave Ebenezer. They didn't want me to leave.
Listen, y'all. But I know if I stayed under that heavy responsibility, it would cut off a few of my days. So I'm out here retired and feel good about it. And really, I'm more busier than I was when I was pastor. More busier than I intended to be. I decided, my wife was with me then, and I talked it over with her and came to grips with it.
that I wanted to retire and write at least my autobiography, and I'm just about completed that. And then I wanted to go back over the 50 different churches.
Pause. You get that 50? Now, Daddy King and Yolanda. Ooh, they had a little falling out. See, Yolanda was at Grady High School. And unlike Alvita, who was really slutting out for white men, still is. What's up, Vita? You always hated on Yoki, like your mama always hated on Coretta and Edith. But anyway, Yolanda, a force to be reckoned with. So much more than just Coretta Scott King's daughter and Martin Luther King's daughter and Daddy King granddaughter. She was all over Jet. Yolanda, during a play at Grady High School, played a prostitute to a white man. Oh! Daddy King went through the roof. She was just getting folk to understand her being her. And later on, she wanted to honor Daddy King. And that part where Daddy King talked about the 50 churches, Yolanda, when launching Urban Success University, came out with 50 high schools. Now, I never went to high school. I only went to 8th grade. Got my GED at 17. Locked up in the state case. Listen. Anyway. 20 years later, though, now you're talking to a new man. My brother got murdered. Finally threw up my 2 hands. Like, Jesus, come and save me. Please save it for myself, please. I'm out here going crazy. I know I did it to myself, please. Now, if you really from the hood and love to see a real one come out, 40 years on earth, I always felt like my time had run out. But you know what you gotta do? Trust in the Lord. I'm fucking with you when But seriously though, Yolanda was big on the high school. So as her dean, she made sure that we took the Success for Teens curriculum in high schools. And when y'all came up with that A.D. King Foundation fuckery, I started paying $1 per high school. Y'all remember, I'm making multiple 6 figures in the direct sales industry, and it was no big deal, like a write-off type shit. There were 50 high schools, $1,000 a high school, about 1,000 students, about 50K. Now, I went to the 8th grade, so I got 25 middle school. Average about 300 students, about 7.5. About 57.5 it would have cost me. 2007. That was my bill when I walked the girls into the Coretta Scott Young Women's Leadership Academy. 80. Now you fast forward to 10 years till Donald Trump come to fuck in and Betsy DeVos kill all the funding for shit. And then I start paying $3 a book. So forget that 10 years, what is that? That's a little over $500,000. Then I'm now paying $3 a book. So I go from 57.5 to 171. Not for 1 year, not for 2 years, not for 3 years. Now, when you look at the launch of Urban Success University, I said I was going to be the dean. Till we impacted 1 million youth. That was going to be $1 million invested in our youth. It not impacted 1 million youth. It ain't go down like 2020. I'm 1,000,083. But I ain't touched 1,000,083 kids. I'm only at 650 then. 680 with the change. But that shit don't count. I blown the budget, Warlock. And they tell me, yo ass. Well, I know. That was the conversation with me and Deacon Brent saying, how the fuck do we pay you $100,000 housing allowance? And you a senator. So you can't get the $100,000 housing allowance. And motherfuckers are shopping for a $950 to $1 million house for you. Now wait a fucking minute. You had this $100,000 housing allowance since you got the fucking job. You used it to pay off your $400,000 house. You a senator. You in D.C. So you just sold your $400,000 house and bought $1 million house, and now Ebenezer buying a partridge. Because Ms. Glover made the decision. So we talking numbers. We have quantified and qualified prior to COVID to investing $100,000 in your housing. And post-COVID, in this economic crisis, somebody has made the decision to spend 10 years, a fucking decade, and buy you $1 million house. Well, no, you live in D.C. You ain't home but 2 or 3 weekends, maybe 2 a month. So we're going to buy you $1 million weekend home that you're going to visit twice a month. With tithes and offerings, because we launched an Ebenezer One campaign for a tech center for the youth of the community and the congregation, but you don't have none, you running the fuck out. And this ain't 66 years ago where Daddy King sending Brenton out to get the kids in the street and they writing the Ebenezer Youth Organization writing the appeal for human rights. This ain't that. We got a teen takeover, and the difference is spiritual fatherhood. You've been here for 20 years, I ain't came the fuck outside. You and Shannon had a fight over a community. That's what you said. In 2017. Hey, bitch nigga! Do you know I had the fake bankruptcy in 2017? Do you have any fucking idea what it's like to come up with 171 for some shit you gotta finish and don't even get done? Because that's why I'm a little ticked off. Because you came up with this new curriculum. And everybody knew Trump was getting rid of the public education department. Why you got $4 million for a new curriculum? When you know the public education department going. And where the fuck is the deliverable? All right, we already got a curriculum. You go to urbansuccessuniversity.com and already in fact did 5 million youth. $4 million grant, $1 million. Ebenezer One. You gotta go online everywhere because ain't no way you can recruit in the hood. You know, when folk go to selectpatronage.com, they see how my spiritual mama, Amazing Grace, told Sully to leave Abyssinian because it was getting him away from God. You brought Harlem Castro as a youth minister. You went to Baltimore and the boy got abused. See, fuck the top headlines. That boy from Be More Careful. That boy went to a summer sleepover in the woods. He ain't never been in the woods. He ain't from Georgia. He got to be in the house when the street lights come on. And that boy urinated on himself. Go get in the shower. You all right? We're going to talk about it. Boom, boom, boom. Your youth ministers, your youth group, you're the senior pastor. You get a fiduciary responsibility and a sacred moral one. The motherfuckers you put in position at that church. They locked him out the cabin. He ain't used to the woods, lion, tigers, and bears on my. It's lights on the basketball court, so he go lay down on the basketball court. He awakens to a bucket of urine being thrown on him, talking about an initiation. Wait a minute, the toilet facilities are working, so what the fuck your youth group had going on when they collected this bucket of urine inside of here with these boys? So his mama up there giving you the motherfucking work. You get locked up. But later released because you're within your religion or your legal right. No, pussy, you on your political assent. So we don't get the pastor we expecting. Number two, like I ain't never number two. And you pop the fuck up. Disrespecting the shit out of Joe. And the fact that you got a brother that was a Savannah cop that was locked up for helping niggas move to work. Some niggas in the hood kind of respect, but you kind of trying to flex that. And you right there in between Corey's first stroke and the second stroke, you set the stage for that King coup where Edith and Yolanda board members threw Dexter the fuck out for abusing his power. And then they put eight new board members. And Isaac Ferris Jr., one of them. Well, you hop on that shit. Bananas. And what y'all do ain't no big deal. But then you bring Wilbur Willis in. And Wilbur Willis squeezes a little boy's butt cheeks in the back of 114, and you not too into researching it. Shannon not too into investigating, but this nigga just came from squeezing butt cheeks up there with Eddie Long. Hey man, this ain't that political shit, nigga. This is the street talking to you, my boy. And so, be real. I never hid from it. I told his mama he could stay at my crib. Before I got to the house, I had at Fairburn. Called his mama and said I was dropping him and Trey off. Take him over to Camp Creek. Up to Fridays, get some little wings and the fries that they like. Take them over to TJ Maxx, get them a fresh fit. Nah, you know, I'll be over when they go to sleep. Like that, though. I'm a real one, my boy. And so it was because I had to pull up on Emory. And Wilbur ain't gonna deny it. He knocked on the door. I beat the bullshit out of him in his dorm room. Choked him the fuck out. He woke up. I had his thumb drive plugged into the motherfucking joint, and it was a bunch of boy porn. Now, I don't give a fuck about, you know, what relationship you got except with God, you know what I mean? But if it's gonna be a woman and a woman, let me watch. If it's gonna be a man and a man, that's your business. But man and a little boy, fuck no. I told him, Wilbur Willis, if I ever caught him around Ebenezer or boys again, I was gonna break both his fucking legs. Then the statute of limitation is over. And he already confessed on his fucking YouTube tape. He ain't coming nowhere around y'all ever again. Somehow he got the fear of God in him. And that was just some personal shit. Cause you threw Maud Stevens out. That lady had to pick it because she asked you if you had a fucking wife. We like first ladies. I'm looking for one. And you made that lady pick it. That ain't no business, but you didn't give a fuck about the fact that her daughter ran the cherub choir. You know, my son's little clique. Them kids had to see your new jackass come the fuck in here and disrespect their mamas like that. Now my nigga, I don't know if you know too much about the black church, the real black church, because you an implant everywhere. You know, you give us so much junk, man, because you're just like your father, the junk man. But I'm going to tell you something. See, I'm going to put this interview with Amelia Isadora Platts Boyden Robinson. She's going to talk about that second assassination attempt she had off of Savannah by the Tefusky Island. And it's not accidental or coincidental that your hoe ass jumped the fuck up there on King Holiday 2026 and added to your rewrite of Selma. But the part that's real fucked up is the fact that you were weaponized in the National Park Service against the Believing Soldier Ministry. when Josh Shapiro was eulogizing one of my best friends. You got these problems with community, my boy. Right? But when I told you that you could take your fucking ordination and stick it up your satanic ass, what the fuck I told you? I told you when I see you, I see a warlock. That's what the fuck I told you. And when I came down in 2022, that was for Deacon Marvin Brenton, because you were such in a rush to cover up your fucking community. You poisoned everybody and gave them that old food. That's the reason why Brittany came rushing by Deacon Marvin Brenton the last time we watched that clip. And if you listen closely, bitch boy, I'm talking about this man fought in 2 wars, because you be disrespecting the shit out of Reverend Dr. Albert Paul Brenton because he's a man of integrity. Because he was the former Associate Secretary General of American Baptist Churches USA and led a ministerial team that raised over $40 million a year for missions and education, because he's Daddy King Young Buck, because he understands integrity and stewardship. But fuck all of that for a minute. Not fuck all of that, because he on the board of OIC in New York. But let me put that to the side. Your whole ass don't realize that he shared a back porch with Master Chief William Goins. First Black Navy SEAL, fucker. And if you think my father was the mailman, that was his tag. Whatever we put on his desk, rain, sleet, or snow, we deliver. Now you fucked up, because you the voice of ending mass incarceration, but my nigga, you a big boy in nowhere. You're small, son. We put you in office so that we could deal with you. And we could have, because you the fuck up there. Try to clean this shit up, but you, oh, shoe fly shoe. Who the fuck do you think you are, bitch boy? You in my shit. So you the first political pastor, but I'm the last son of transition, and I'm from this village. You can fact check me, nigga. Since I came off of Canoa Bay at 3 with my biological parents and my spiritual ones via Togo, and them African griots of the Jerlo tribe from Nigeria and Ghana prophesied over my life. I'm what you call the spirit segregate baby bitch boy. I know your grandpa got butt broken on a plantation, and you just a manifestation of that playing out in the pulpit. But you disrespected the wrong group. See, you should have got the hint when your spiritually stupid ass came up to Bright Hope on basketball court after Herbie died, after my father died. April 14, 2014 to be exact. Kevin Johnson, when I was giving him the boot the fuck out of Bright Hope, brought just dumb fuckery ass in there. And did you not get the hint when you, as the pastor of historic Ebenezer Baptist Church, comes to the Bright Hope Baptist Church with the history between Daddy King and his mentor, my spiritual grandpa, William Herbert Gray Jr., that every usher board took the fuck off? That when you didn't believe in hip-hop hermeneutics, that we had to take the biggest dope corner and turn it into the fucking sanctuary just to catch the prison ministry. You thought you was going to jump up there for ending mass incarceration, the biggest issue dealing with black men.
It's going to encounter crime.
Do you know what Daddy King said about Jesus, bitch boy?
Don't get rid of him.
Let me.
By the wave of the hand, and I needed to be doing something. Are you listening? Now, if you feel like it, now see, it's all around here.
Hey, you know, you never came the fuck outside. So when I come to clean this shit up, after this amazing shit we done did up there, you gonna try and weaponize law enforcement against me? I told David Dunjab, hey, fuck boy, you new around here. And my best friend, first officer to die in the history of Temple University, murdered in the line of duty. And we celebrate more than that, the whole law enforcement community. I run this shit called Beyond the Badge, my boy. All of the law enforcement in this community, we getting the boys together first and third Saturday. You might not want to like do this dumbass shit and embarrass yourself. Considering the fact that in Fulton County, false report of a crime is a crime. So that means that I never called them. I got the text message that shows that that federal officer, I text them. I said, hey, my boy, let me get a copy of that report. I had to let Marvell retire. I don't want to put her recording out because we respect her so much. But at Warnock in town, no, it had to be Vaughn. Okay, so Vaughn had to authorize it. And I call, and she tells me it's Vaughn. And so when I text this officer, I'm about to lock up Vaughn. You know what his report says? That I called him. That's the first lie. Then it says that he called John Vaughn and said John Vaughn. And in my opinion, it's probably how the conversation went. I'm speculating. You about to go to fuck to jail. This boy's smarter than you. And ain't no evidence of a crime. That's what he said. It's not enough evidence of a crime. So he called up the witnesses and see if he could interview them to come to court. He didn't interview the witness. He interviewed this other girl. And see, in the building where the crime allegedly took place, the Heritage Sanctuary, there is the gift shop and Deacon Marvin Brinson's desk right here. The initial report said I walked out the Heritage Sanctuary into the gift shop, walked out, and smacked him on the curb. This other report, where this girl is walking in with the National Park Service up to Deacon Brinson's desk, and she says that I walked in here and said something to him, and then I walked out, and that's a totally different story. She proceeds to telling herself. She says, when I walk in, I tell all the kids stay the fuck away from her because she has some type of demon. We can see it. She's a warlock, a witch, part of the warlock crew. The kids run from you, my boy. And so she said, oh, he know every crack. I was here like, let me see, 94, 12 years before you showed the fuck up. You don't know shit. You the rewrite. And so she proceeds to, this officer, David Dunjap, creates this narrative about how he's going to create all these incidents to arrest me. So the day before court is when I'm, now just so you know, that was right after Angela had the living memorial for her mama. And when you watch the body cams and he comes down with Jose, David Dunjap, the senior law enforcement officer of the National Park Service, and he pulls over and he interrupts the conversation, wants to talk to Marty Smith. And I go and get in my truck. Then I'm driving out, and as I'm not, see, this is where you fuck up. You niggas too cocky. It's not a parking stop unless I'm on Auburn Avenue. When he said KJ, my vehicle wasn't completely on Auburn Avenue. And the law does say if he smells marijuana, he can accept me for my vehicle. But he's saying KJ, when he tells me to pull over, get out my car, he's on across the street. I just walked past him a minute ago. There's no way hell I could have lit a blunt. When he's interviewing this girl on cam, he's asking her if I smell like weed. So then I always smell like weed, but I wasn't just smelling weed, smoking weed. So then when I'm pulling, KJ, pull over, that's when he tells me to get out the car. He's still on this side of the street. I couldn't have lit a blunt from here to there, but it's the day before I go in court. He's got to create that narrative because I got a Pennsylvania driver's license because I pastor a church in Pennsylvania. That's when he tried to get me locked the fuck up on bond. I do believe that's when you tried to get me to take a deal on Christine King Ferris's funeral. That's when you came up with that piece of paper saying I was thrown out. But that was May. That's when I lost to the Saucon Valley School District over the after-school Satan Club and freedom of speech. it's interesting because when at Cornelius, after Cornelius Tuller's funeral, at Deacon Dwayne Jackson's funeral, I'm walking up with Judge Carletta Sims, your old trustee, senior judge, Augusta Court. I'm walking up. She loving on me. I can't go in. I walk over, and that's where New Jack Reginald Chapel of the National Park Service is telling me the first thing he tells on himself. He says the first thing that David talked about when he got there was me. That shit didn't work, huh? And how the fuck did Reginald Chapel start as an intern for SCLC? LA. So you worked for Dexter. Then you fundraised inside of the FBI. Now, you're National Park Service Superintendent. Fundraising. Because Bernice and you motherfuckers want to fundraise. But little Yolanda and Martin Luther King III, she's like a grandmama. 100 million hours of service. You know, Daddy King talked about Jesus.
Nothing wrong about it. That's just simply so motive be. You feel like saying amen, you don't have to stop. You keep on saying amen. But I'm not going to ask you for it. I'm not going to take the time out of my message asking you to help me somebody. Am I right? Why don't you pray with me? I wish I had somebody to pray for me. You know, now, it's all right. I don't criticize anybody. Any man that does that, that's his.
1 Samuel 7.
He's got to be himself.
First number completion is 3. Second number completion is 4. You add them, you get 7. You multiply them, you get 12. I'm raising my Ebenezer.
And I have to use that to get my message over. Are you thinking? Are you listening? I'm going to raise not more than 15 minutes a question.
Gotta blow up on you,
with
bitch,
you,
boy,
with
for the
all
culture.
of us. And they said, what will
they do?
I do with Jesus, who is called Christ?
And they all said,
said,
John
"Let him be
19.
crucified."
I'm preaching you, boy. I'm teaching you, boy.
They all said, let him be crucified. The theme of the subject from which we're going to preach this morning is the inescapable Christ. You can't escape him now. You ain't going to get rid of him by the wave of the hand, a nod of the head, and by simply just saying, goodbye, Christ. You aren't going to get rid of him that way. You aren't going to get rid of him by saying, I'm going off and washing my hands. I'm not going to be guilty of this innocent man. You don't get rid of him that way.
You hear what he said?
He's still on hand. Now,
Did you hear what he said?
And I have to.
Did you hear what he said?
All said.
Did you hear what he said? That's what I be preaching about you, boy. John 19. John 19. You know what they said or not? This is when Jesus is in front of Pilate, the judge. And Pilate said, well, Pilate said, are you not speaking to me? Do you not know that I have the power to crucify you and the power to release you? Jesus said, you have no power at all against me unless it had been given to you from above. Therefore, the warlock who has attempted to deliver me over to you is of a greater sin in the original language, because the Bible is written in Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic, Afro-Asiatic languages that predated the existence of the development and establishment of the English Empire by at least 1,000 years. The Hebrew word meaning for sin is rebellion from the father, the king. Yeah. Country or kingdom. I'm Isaiah 9:6 in you, my boy. From then on, Pilate sought to release him from the Jews, the religious leaders, and saying, if you let this man go, you're not the country's friend. Whoever makes himself a king speaks against Caesar. You know, Jesus said, render to Caesar what Caesar and the God's what's God. Trump could do whatever the fuck he want. He the president, nigga. That's God's house, bitch, boy. When Pilate, therefore, heard the saying, he brought Jesus out and sat down in the judgment seat in the place that's called the pavement. That's the block, the basketball court. You know, the yard, places where your whole ass never go. Now it was the preparation day of the Passover in about the 6th hour, and he said to the Jews, behold, it's your king. But they all cried out, away with him, crucify him, crucify him. And Pilate said to them, shall I crucify your king? And the chief priest, Senator Warlock, Chief David Dickhead Dunjab, the Sergeant Clark of this generation. Chief Coleman, ew, cock drinker. I mean, my boy, you got really amazing officers on that squad that really fight for the safety of fucking students, that are really doing community policing. But you part of that brass that never fucking put no work in the street, my boy, and your fucking leadership is lazy. How dare you see all the motherfucking work that I put in with your fucking shield. See and understand that I put the work in student safety. My motherfucking homie died, dickhead. And you got some incredible motherfucking officers, what they sergeants now, that helped me get through that shit. That literally poured into this community policing shit. But then again, you know, when it came time to cover shit up, you threw that listening party and across from the racetrack, but you never invited the students, you never invited the community, you just invited your political cronies. Nigga, I'm the hood Holy Ghost. I've been doing this to you political motherfuckers since I was 9. That's why I'm asking Warnock, how could you be so stupid, nigga? Ask about me, nigga, ask about me. Jesus answered, John 19:11. You can have no power over me unless it was given to you from above. He's taking our understanding of power and turning it on its head. He's saying the one that has temporary power over me sits in the one who wrote the holy itinerary for my life. Anyway, the chief priest answered, we have no king but the country. Fuck student safety, fuck morality, fuck any of that. I mean, damn, what's the difference in GSU? You had a United States Marine Corps chaplain that went over and above, that I actually walked into Kinley's with as a safe space. As soon as you get rid of him, you hoes gonna run me out. You're a state school, bitch, nigga. When I walked in on January the 29th, I walked into a state school where I administered a while, and I had documented asking you to investigate how your folk was in cahoots with Kinley. And I stood right there by the Ebenezer joint, and when I started to speak, your security guard on that video didn't pick up her phone. She did the same thing that motherfucking Georgia State police officer did, connected through Kinley's cell phone. Because when I was on the phone with your Georgia State officer on October the 24th on that documented call, he lied to me about his name. I called your records room with Chris and have an officer. It didn't go through it didn't go through the switchboard, so Kinley called directly. Is that the reason why you're fucking officers? You're a detective. I'm asking her to investigate this security guard, because I mean it's a matter of opinion. Every single one of your officers took that oath, and your officer house made the decision to grab his taser as a method of intimidating me. But the challenge is, afterwards, he didn't leave. He's on video coming out of Kinley's, like the Georgia State employee. When I'm in the corner, I'm on the phone. I'm doing a video. She doesn't pick up the phone and call GSU PD. She runs to Kinley's. Asked this Kinley employee, the same one that was in the parking lot when Johnny came at me aggressively. Is this him? Is this him? Is this him? She's on video on her phone. I'm trying to see if you're the one I had to call the police on. When is she calling the police? On her phone. She never picks up the Georgia State phone. She's texting. I mean, I'm telling your officer, your detective, that she acted as an agent of Johnny Wilder and his family before your officer, your detective, the one who came down to the Fulton County building to intimidate me, she's on the phone telling me about investigating the case as though she's Kenley's lawyer. Talking about when I filed the case and all of this and all of this. She's not talking about the footage where John Wilder came out in the middle of the kids coming into school trying to fight me, creating an issue. You have officers, you have parents, you have students who saw me have to walk him down. He calmed down at this position. And on the 24th, that's Senator Leroy Johnson's ascension date. That's Rosa Parks' ascension date. But then it was October the 23rd when I was at the King Center steps when the King Center security asked me about Yolanda's death. And coincidentally, you motherfuckers are talking about a crime, but I'm nowhere around. You got this girl, same girl, talking about they're telling me to get a fucking restraining order. That's all in the restraining order. Judge granted what I'm ministering, but you just had Willie Watkins try to get a restraining order, but that judge recused herself. She's off the bench now. Now you playing with these restraining orders, but I'm the only one who has it when I'm ministering because I actually minister in these quarters. I have for longer than any of you motherfuckers popped up. It's Fulton County, fuck boys. You live in a little bubble. And your officers, she told me that what she had for me, and I knew how you play on the phone. Email it to me. You could have called me anytime. I hang out with your officers all the time. This is creating a major issue for student safety, the fucking shit you got going on. But she coincidentally comes to Kenley's court case. Coincidentally. And your officer, your detective has to tell that fucknut, this isn't an arrestable offense. You want me to arrest him? Fuck you, faggot, in this building? Now you trying to play intimidation like you're doing with my male students. And you don't think it's nobody going to bring it to your front door. Josh Shapiro, the governor, he came down and eulogized the entire law enforcement community of fucking Philadelphia, and he said, yo, don't cry over my best friend if you're not Sergeant Christopher Fitzgerald. Fitz, Temple Sheriffs. I mean, yeah, that's how he do it. Philadelphia Sheriffs, Temple Police, Believing Soldier General. You know, real community contributor. Gave his life for this shit. You know, I was going through mourning with that Marine Corps chaplain, some of them real bike squad officers that's now sergeants. Real quality, man. I met some of the men's mothers, their daughters. We fight for shit like that. And contribute to our boys. And you want to create this narrative. She came down, the judge had to step off the bench. And you... Warner!
The subject from which we go
Senate Bill 36.
Preached this morning is the inescapable Christ. You can't escape him now. You ain't gonna get rid of him
By the
wave of the hand, a nod of the head, and by simply just saying goodbye,
Like
Christ.
KJ.
You aren't gonna get rid of him that way.
SelectPatronage.com.
You aren't gonna get rid of him by saying I'm going off and wash my hands. I'm not going to be guilty of this.
You old niggas gonna do it in my radio station.
He's still
How
on
dare
hand. Now the world
How dare you?
doesn't like him.
Kenley, you hip hop.
Are you listening?
It's Icon, I meant.
He's a moral.
This shit is
disturber
iconic.
on
in society. He objects to the status quo. Yes, I do. Talk to him, Pop.
Anybody?
Make it plain, Pop. Make it plain.
They won't
Talk to
like
these
you.
niggas. Taking a picture in front of this man, you disrespecting it. What you say, Pop?
Don't move.
Nothing. Don't change nothing.
Don't bother
Bother
anything. Just let it go on just like it's been. If wrongness and sin is there, let it alone.
You know, the intentional emotional, what
Don't
they call
bother
it?
with
The
it.
intentional infliction of emotional stress you're giving me, I gotta smoke. Not to get high, just to cope with the shit
Oh,
that
yes,
you
the world doesn't like
Jesus.
But I
Nothing
want to
to
tell you this morning, my brothers and sisters, every time you commit a wrong, if
you
you're a
go
child
to
of
God,
God,
you meet that man you call Jesus. He's on hand.
Every time.
That's what our kids
Every
want.
time
Representation.
somebody's feeling and
You know they
going
watching.
and say, I don't care nothing about it. You know me.
I'm gonna tell it like
I'm
it
gonna
is.
say it just like it is. But as you walk on down the road, you're gonna meet that man.
They call Jesus.
He's on hand.
Our kids, they looking for a representation of.
So low, you can't go under.
And Mama and them used to give us the fill in the
So
blanks
broad, you can't go around.
and the answer be in the back of the book.
He's the shelter.
With you, our kids look at Jesus like a chump.
Are you listening?
But I was anointed to stand in the gap
That was right.
and show them who the real
But they didn't
champion is.
have no formal training.
You know,
But he scribbled off some.
hold on, what you
words.
said, Daddy King? No formal training. You ain't go to the colonizer classroom or the slave master seminary. You the real gangster of the gospel.
Like Jesus.
Yeah,
But I want to tell you this morning,
my father
brothers
said,
and sisters,
champions
every
don't
time
qualify
you
on
commit
last
a
year's
wrong,
stats,
if you're a child of
nor
God,
last
you
generation's
meet that man
reputation.
that called
You fucking loser. Now, Robert Nix, Herbie took 2 shots. I can knock you the fuck out once. Matter of fact, I already did.
Every
Pugilistic
time
theology. Pow,
you hurt
pow, pow,
somebody's
pow, pow.
feelings,
Shit, you ain't got no
always
problem
said,
with smoking
I don't
weed,
care
right?
nothing about it.
But you selling drugs
You
in the
know
pulpit.
me.
I mean, shit, the
I'm gonna say it
vaccination
just like it
was
is.
lifted, the
Like
mandate,
you walk on
but
down
folk
the
couldn't get
road,
communion
you're gonna meet
unless they
that
showed that
man.
vaccination card. After I gave that eulogy for Bear freezing to death where you brought Biden in, had to get communion cup from Bethel. And Elliot Bryant, he on tape, he ain't gonna lie for him.
Can't get around. So low,
You can't go under him.
so broad, you can't go around. He's the shelter
In the mighty storm.
Oh, you listen. That old preacher was right. He didn't have no formal training.
But it's scribble off some good word.
I don't know
If you
why.
won't call it good preaching or not.
Doesn't matter to me. The word
Said so myself.
it's all good to me. You know what that old preacher said?
I love the Lord. Hear my cry.
Pity every road. Long as I live, when trouble rise,
I'm hastening to the throne.
he will know.
Lord,
Are you listening? I love him. God knows I do. The Lord. The Lord is my
my
shepherd.
shepherd.
I shall not want. He leadeth me. He walks with me. Tell me
I'm his own. The Lord. Your creative arts department is
Lord
crap.
is my
I'm
shepherd.
separate.
I'm going
I'm
to stay
with
with Jesus.
Jesus.
I
I know
know
it's gonna come across.
but
I'm
I'm going
gonna
to
stay with
Jesus.
Jesus.
It's going to encounter crime sometimes. But I'm going to pound for Jesus. Going to cause some heartache. But
It's
that'll
gonna
be
be
all
all
right.
right.
Early
In
one
one
morning.
morning. Early one morning.
Glory
Glory to God.
He'll be back to get me. I'm going on home with him. Right on God. The Lord holds my hand. The Lord guides
My feet. The Lord. My steps.
The
Lord.
light upon the pathway. The Lord is my everything.
Everything.
Are
Are
you
you
listening?
listening?
So
And you had Brian Kelly
it's a pertinent question.
talking about what you saying and
what
shit.
What will you, Mount Carmel?
What you said, little white boy?
What will you?
I got to get a little Ferris out of your dumb ass
do
shit.
with
You seen the eyes on the shit.
What
Well,
will
World
the
did, because I
world
don't know
do
who
with
got that
Jesus?
tape, but
What will
good
this
Lord,
nation do with Jesus? We've got to come to grips with it. I've made up my mind, and I'm not going to turn around. I'm going on with it, going on every step of the way. Talk about me all you want to. I'm going on in His name. Rebuke me all you please. I'm going on in His name. Ah, glory. Oh, glory. Oh, my hand. God, please. I've got to run a race. That's nice, ain't boy? That's to run a race. I'm going on with Jesus.
uh-oh.
I'm gonna wrap this
What's
up
up now?
I'm gonna wrap this up now. But I'm gonna give you a little story.
I ain't gonna give you the story. We ain't got time for that. But you know what we gonna do? We gonna get on. Come on. Come on. You know what it is, right? You know what it is, don't you? You know what it is, don't you?
On our knees.
You know what it is, don't you?
Then,
You know what it is, don't you? It's that old. You know what it is.
ship of Zion. Hurry up and get on board.
SlankPatronage.com.
Ship of Zion.
The Digital Resurrection of Progress Plaza.
The door.
Digital 1036.
The door of the church are open right now. Get on board. Glory to God. Oh, yes. She has landed many a thousand. Oh, yes. She has landed many a thousand.
I'm Icon, and it's sick. Y'all already know this one right here was iconic.
She has landed.
Ship of Zion.
Many a thousand.
Pugilistic theology. I'm just punching in the pulpit. War not. 1036 is 3 years. You know, for re-election with Trump is November 2028. 3 years. Don't you do no more threatening me and trying to fuck me up. Have me fearing for my life. I'm just preaching, you pussy. But you know, I know.
Let him be my witness. Ask him, he'll tell you. Ain't no danger in the water. Get on board. Ain't no
Danger in the water.
Think about danger.
You don't know how to do that, huh? Old church with a new flavor.
In the water.
You just can't connect, son. Your whole life, you've been a fucking loser. Ain't know who the real heritage champ
Get on board.
is. Jesus, homie.
Get on board. Get on board.
Cause your shit's sinking.
She has landed many a thousand. Yes, she has. She has landed many a thousand. Yes, she has. She has landed. Good time. Many a thousand. Get on board. Get on. You know, this old ship can't sink. It's never gonna sink. You know why? King Jesus is the captain. King Jesus. Yes. Is the captain. Glory to God. King Jesus. Hey, get on board. Yes, sir. Hey, get on board. is the captain. I stand here this morning with much reluctance.
All right,
My
we over
journey
this
into
shit.
trading, like that learning curve, has.
I mean, damn, you kicked me out, my boy. So we got to get out of the Moses era. Can we get to the next prophet? 1 Samuel 7th chapter. We said the 7th verse. Now, when the politicians heard that the children of Israel gathered together, the lords of the politicians went up against Israel. And when the children of Israel heard it, they were afraid of the politicians. Verse 8, Philistines, you political pussies. And so the children said to Samuel, do not cease to cry out to the Lord our God for us, that he may save us from the hand of the Philistines. And the Lord took a suckling, and Samuel took a suckling lamb and offered it to the Lord as a whole burnt offering. We blew a blunt on you, bitch, nigga. Yeah, for the culture. When Samuel had cried out to the Lord for Israel, and given a whole burnt offering. Verse 10, now as Samuel was offering up the burnt offering, the politicians drew near to battle against Israel, but the Lord thundered. You know, I'm just a lightning rod. Amazing grace is lightning rod. The lightning rod doesn't cause the storm. It sits above the house and takes the hit. It gets fried. In order to ground the power of the storm so that it doesn't hurt the house. You know how I get like this. My mom and them. And so watch it. Now as Samuel was offering up the burnt offering, the politicians drew near the battle. They came in the Fulton County courthouse, but the Lord thundered, and they sent the mumbling Iliad, Kenley Waller in there, and it so confused them, they were overcome by Israel. And the men of Israel went out and pursued the politicians and drove them from, damn, fuck it. It's over. Hey man, black women run the world. And y'all niggas can do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, I wish you put more respect on Coretta Scott King name.
My mama told me that I was different the moment I was invented and strange. Baby, no, I'm not ashamed. I recommend every inch of your lunatic ways. Praise the Lord. You teach the kids how to be themselves and plenty more. You know the male species can be redundant. I mean, we love a woman and think we can satisfy you between sheets, covers, and pillows. I'm promising your lack of tolerance stuck on a zero. I'm promising that I'm acknowledging you as my hero. Cause you believe in me, no, you're not easily impressed. But I possess qualities that you need to see. Look at my flaws. Look at my flaws, look at my imperfections and all. Look how unique that my mystique is, a round of applause. And
that's what your dickhead PR dude asked me. Anybody left from Zion?
Like it. You and me are the same. Hopefully I'm invited. Hopefully you don't change because
they killed ML. I ain't never get Sully. Yo, Select Patronage, we withdrawing our economic support from companies that get paid on our community, don't reinvest in our community, and by their actions, not their words, show they don't give a fuck about our community. For profit and not for profit. And we redirecting it to companies built from the dirt in our community that care about our community and build our community. It's called SelectPatronage.com, Digital Resurrection of Progress Plaza. You know, Sully used to say something, and you show it true. He used to say, you either a part of the solution or you're a part of the problem. I understand what Herbie meant when he said you just like Robert Nix Jr. My nigga or senior. You know what you are? You the fucking problem. You know, Martin Luther King Jr., last time he touched the text, talked about the Good Samaritan, the lazy Levite and the political pussy priest. And he said the Good Samaritan healed the wounds and put oil. You know what that means? He bandaged in oil. That means he dealt with the wound and the infection.
It's good for muscle and nerve support after a hard ride. But